hard to believe that a year ago we had no idea that this place existed. And we were planning at the time just to expand with the offering of additional services. Within 24 hours of making that statement to the annual meeting of our church, we received a call from someone who said, "You really need to go look at St. Andrew." And I remember walking up to it and on one level just being overcome by the fact it was a really beautiful place. We're going to facilities that were there that have gone through periods of challenge, in some cases perhaps financial, organizational, and moral because of the sexual abuse scandal that so tore this community apart. And I think what we're often asked to do is to come in and play a healing role, to pick up the baton from another generation and a prior legacy and carry that on into a new decade or a new century.
And it's so much of what Jesus' mission was, is that of redemption, to take that which other people, for whatever reasons, had cast away, and then to, because of the sacrifice of love, to redeem it and raise it up to be that which God ordained it to be from the very beginning of time.
This is holy ground.
The AME Church, to be honest. I was in an Episcopal church, so I kind of wondered at first, was Bethel going to be a place that I could really feel at home? And from the instant we walked in the door, the community has been so embracing of us. And that's a huge part of things, is this exuberant, extremely loving community of people.
Pastor Hammond's vision for sort of a church that speaks to the world has been quite appealing to us. Now, I grew up in Nigeria, and so I'm sort of an immigrant, although I've lived now in the U.S. a long time, and my wife is from the U.S. And just the focus on trying to connect with people of all races and ethnicities has been important to us, because we want Olivia to be exposed to everyone.
You know, I think the vision in many respects was the people, and the desire really to see a church that welcomed people across a range of races and backgrounds and ethnicities, that had young and old, children and elders, people for whom English was not their primary language, their first language, and most of all, parishioners who really cared about, as we would say, putting feet on the gospel, really living it out in the community around them and between themselves.
I love a lot of things.
Bethel has established and continues to develop ministries to meet a wide range of our spiritual needs. We're growing in our prayer ministry and seeking always to make it broader and deeper. We're growing in our ministries of fellowship. Through Generation Excel, we're reaching over 400 high-risk young people and their families, helping young people to get scholarships so that they can go to school.
We are connecting communities that were at once disparate.
I'm excited because I traveled along this journey and I know where God brought us from.
Praise ye the Lord. Let us stand together and sing our doxology on this, the inaugural service for Bethel AME Church.
We began in 1988 with the Bible study in the dining room of our home, and had our first worship service the hottest Sunday in August in the backyard of the person who, Bob Gray, who's now our assistant pastor.
Rose from day to day, leaning on the everlasting arm. Yes, we are.
And it was hot. It was scorching. And Pastor Hammond, who had hair at that point, he conducted the service. We had a little altar set up. And halfway through the service, people were sweating and fanning. And what we did was we stopped and had a Kool-Aid break.
As we progressed during the winter months, it was no fun. Pastor Hammond, conservatively, as you know, the heat in his house was something else to desired. It was cold. So we would ask Pastor Hammond humorously, would you like us to take a collection so we can pay for your heating bill if you'd like us to continue being a part of this service? However, Pastor had a vision that we did not know, and his vision was moving from good to great.
Doing some new and exciting things there.
When I hear Pastor Gloria and Pastor Ray speak about moving from good to great, I think of leaving the old ways behind, leaving, my mediocre ways behind, and, trying to push for excellence and trying to push for the greatest.
Pastor Ray and Pastor Gloria have showed me that it doesn't necessarily mean gaining more prestige and moving from good to great. It just means making a more spiritual change from good to great.
I think church ministries are very, very important because it's not just the spiritual world, but it's the world in which we live in. And that's a very political world, it's a very social world, it's a very cultural world, and they have the skill sets as well as the love and the vision to bring those things together.
There are two individuals that really help make Boston work. When they come into a situation, they say a few words, but the few words they say make a lot of difference.
When I ask you to break through the barriers of race and break through the barriers of class and break through the barriers of experience and background, I'm not asking you to do something that's easy.
Pastor Ray inspires me in a whole lot of ways. The kind of public work that he does, going into gangs, for instance, the most difficult of situations to deal with, and yet he believes that the gospel can speak in that situation and be effective.
My favorite historical figure is Harriet Tubman. I love Harriet Tubman. And Gloria is my Harriet Tubman. She is brave, she's courageous, she has so much dignity, but she's also very tough. She could be one of those Harriet Tubman, take no prisoners.
We will not back up, we will not shut up.
Kids need examples. It used to be that our heroes were ball players or presidents of the United States or whatever. But I think right now, our heroes are those that are around us, that do the right thing, say the right thing, and encourage other people to work together to make things better. The Hammonds have done that from the beginning.
I think of Amazing Grace. Grace is both the spiritual dimension and sort of the physical dimension. Physically, they're a striking, graceful couple. When they enter a room, they're a presence. But more than that, it is that sense of goodness they emanate, the sense of belief in what they're doing, and the sense of belief in other people, that they embody grace in the spiritual sense. And clearly it's inspired by their deep faith in God, but also their deep faith in man.
The first 20 years have been wonderful, but it's just a foretaste of the things that are yet to come.
I'm excited for the possibilities that they hold and as we move forward in this journey.
The Lord is still using this church, and if we remain humble, which the pastor always preaches about, and we sort of remain glued into one another, making sure that if I make it, you make it, then we're going to do great things.
Ray and Gloria, thank you. 20 years of making a difference in Boston. You make Boston what it is today.
To Pastor Ray and Reverend Gloria, I want to send deep affection, love, and admiration from both Dwayne and I. We are so blessed as a church to have you as our leaders. We are so fortunate that you are sharing with us the magnificent blessings that God has given to both of you.
Congratulations to Pastor Ray and Pastor Gloria on 20 years, and to Bethel and all the things God has in store for us in the future.
Well, Gloria and Ray, 20 years, a lot of contributions to the well-being of this city and spiritual well-being of Bethel congregation. Debbie and I are delighted to offer congratulations, and please pray for us too.
I'm big congratulations and blessing to all Bethelites for all the many years we've had. And we're looking for all the great things happening up from good to great at this point. We see what God is doing, and we can't wait to see all the many things God has in store for us.
I think the sky's the limit.